Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So, let me address this clown. D from Boston. Basically saying, I hear you, bruh, but I feel you're implying white privilege where it is none. There's plenty of scandals involving black people that were swept under the rug. With your logic, you must admit the black privilege as well, even though I don't like Shannon. Look at the scandals he's been involved in, but yet he's hosting a show. What about the Richard Sherman incident that was barely talked about, yet he's on TV? Look at Aqib Talib and his off-field violent behavior, yet he's on TV. His brothers just killed the kid's football coach over something Aqib instigated, and you don't hear the media talking about it. What about BLM? They have been exposed for stealing millions in donations, and you don't hear about it. I appreciate your channel. I just feel you reach when it comes to skin color. Keep the content coming, brother. Now, I just want you guys to take that bullshit in that was just given, that BS that was just said on that comment. So, let's get to the real nitty gritty of why I'm here. Fair you sack, fair you sack.
USA Today, he's the only quarterback to speak out about gun control and abortion rights. The executive owner of Ohio Gun Owners told USA Today that many in the state are upset with Burrow's stances. Shannon, what's your reaction?
I love it. Because he's talking about things that are very, very important to him. I think sometimes, Skip, people think that because you're an athlete, that you shouldn't have nothing else should matter other than the sport that you're playing. But he's more than that. These are issues that, and a lot of times people say, well, if it doesn't impact you, why do you care? Because I'm a citizen. I care about other citizens in America. And he's, even in his Hall of Fame, in his Heisman Trophy speech, Skip, he talked about poverty and the hunger in his native Ohio. And as Jen mentioned in the read about how he's been outspoken about gun control and Roe v. Wade. Mm-hmm. These are things that are close to him. And what we found out that when you take stance on certain issues, you're gonna get blowback. No matter how worthy the cause is, the most hated man in America, a month before he died, the most hated man in the world was Dr. King. The man that's gotten more quoted, only God has gotten more quotes than Dr. King. Mm-hmm. Everybody quote.
Okay, y'all hear that right? He said you're going to get blowback and you're going to be hated, right? Now, let me go to this one here. Okay, here we go.
Got people talking on social media yesterday.
Fair you sack, fair you sack.
2002 video of Alex Jones warning people of the New World Order. Shannon, what is going on with Kyrie?
Kyrie out of his damn mind. Kyrie loves everybody to think that he's such a deep thinker, that he's so philosophical, that he's gone out and he's found himself and he's so in touch. He's posting a clip that's 20 years old from a dude that's on trial right as we speak, saying Sandy Hook, in which 20 kids and teachers lost their lives. He said the parents are paid actors. That's what he's posting. And he thinks like, oh man, y'all don't know, y'all pawns in this. Y'all have no idea. I'm Kyrie. I meditate, I sage, and I go to places.
So basically, I just showed you the difference between his energy when it comes to black athlete like a Kyrieirving or to a white athlete. Now, before I get into this, I'm finna destroy this bum from Boston named D, whatever your name is. First of all, sir, you didn't even answer anything about the video. Okay? So I'm going to give you a little 5-minute fame. The reason I talk about stuff like this is to open up people's eyes to the hidden racism and the hidden prejudice in the world. Sir, if there was a such thing as black privilege, then why every time that our people come together to own something, or when we're trying to do something that's against what they're doing, they always come to destroy it? There was plenty of Black Wall Streets that were around, but yet they got upset because we weren't giving them. We wanted our money. We wanted our debt paid. I mean, we wanted the money paid back that we were giving them. But see, white people don't like to pay their debts at all. So what they did was just bomb our cities. Let's look at now. This here talking about the Alex Jones things when he said what he said. And they have him on trial and all of that, right? About gun and all this. The thing you don't ask yourself, sir, why are they so bent on taking away guns when the simple solution is to just do a stricter background check to see if the person has any mental issues? The people doing the most killing is them, but yet they want to take everybody's guns away. Right? But yet it's okay to praise a Joe Burrow, but then destroy a Kyrieirving for retweeting something. He has the right to retweet something whether you agree or disagree with it. But why are you so harshly going after him to tear him down? Joe Burrow was being tore down, but you were speaking of light of Joe Burrow like, man, he's okay because he's talking about what people don't want to talk about. No, he's talking about what the Geppettos are teaching these Pinocchios like himself what to do, which is put a battery in his back to talk about this stuff, which I believe are the liberals. Now, you also talked about Shannon Sharpe had many accusations. What many accusations, sir? His accusations he basically had was of a woman who was a semi-stalker. She was stalking him. And those charges were dismissed because she was a liar. He never went to court or nothing. This is why he stepped down from CBS. It was plastered all on the news then when it came out. I don't know if you were under a rock, but I remember that vividly. Now, let's get to, you said Richard Sherman. Dog, what are you talking about? Richard Sherman's video showed him acting like a donkey was posted all over every network, even every mainstream network. So what are you talking about? Huh? What are you talking about? You're talking about the Richard Sherman incident, right? Because he was trying to break in, right? And plus, he was charged with, he pleaded guilty to 2 misdemeanors. It was a misdemeanor, sir. It wasn't a felony. And he took a plea deal. So he avoided the jail time, sir. That's how the legal system works. And they talked about it for like 3-4 days. Unlike this Brett Favre thing, which has been going on since 2020, they just now brought it up, sir. And he was taking money from the temporary assistance of needy families, which are majority of black folks. People who were trying to apply for that were getting turned down, you idiot from Boston. And because of that, because of Brett Favre's white privilege, he was able to coerce people into giving him money to fund a damn volleyball court, sir. What does Richard Sherman's avoiding jail time and all that have to do with the privilege that Brett Favre has to just do whatever he wants? Joe Burrow is getting praise for nothing, for talking about nothing, while Kyrie Irving gets destroyed for just having an opinion of his own. Why can't you have an opinion of his own? It's a freedom of speech. I could walk outside if you may disagree with somebody, but he may have said something that was of importance, but yet you're going to destroy it because he was accused of what, per se, we're talking about. And then you talking about Black Lives Matter. Dude, Patrisse Cullors has been plastered everywhere. She had to step down because of the incident, dumbass. If it wasn't reported, then she still would have been in charge of the BLM, taking everybody's money. So everything you said, sir, is basically stupid and had no context and made no damn sense of what you were talking about. Now, back to this. I had to flame him real quick. Now, back to this situation. Shannon Sharp talking about the Joe Burrow thing is almost Kaepernick-like. It's almost Kaepernick-like, right? So, does Joe Burrow still has a job? So, what are you talking about? He still has a job. Joe Burrow's still playing. He wasn't blasted by the owners. He wasn't plastered everywhere as being this and that, being unconstitutional. Like, what are you talking about, Shannon? But oh yeah, you had to take a dive at Kyrie. I sage. I do this. You have to joke and be the little hermit for the white man. Like you've always been doing. Ever since Shannon Sharp got that deal, he has been cooning like no other. So what? He shared a tweet of Alex Jones. That's his prerogative to do that. If somebody wants to share a tweet that I may not agree with, I'm not going to blast them for them expressing their opinion or expressing their facts or expressing what they feel or deem as facts. There's nothing wrong with that. See, that's what's wrong with the world today. Everybody has to think alike. Everybody has to go along with the same news that everybody receives. It's just stupid to me. It's like you can't even have a mind of your own and speak about something. There's been plenty of people talking about that. Now, do I believe Alex Jones and what he says? I believe there's some validity to it because they're trying to put him on trial and stuff. All this I'm saying is allegedly, by the way, allegedly. But I believe there's some validity to it because they're trying so hard to do something about it, to stop it. Now, I believe there's some conspiracies. I don't call them conspiracy theory because there's no such thing as conspiracy theory. You know, it's unless you're conspiring to make a statement. That's what conspiracy theory is. So I could say, man, outside is green and I could slap this dude and then he turns orange. I just made a conspiracy theory right there. You understand? So the thing is, people have to stop following what people are saying. The point I was trying to make, D from Boston, or Dummy, that's your new name, Dummy from Boston. That's what we're going to call him, is Dummy from Boston. Is that I was showing you the difference in the energy of Shannon Sharp, where he basically brings up a Terrell Owens and brings up, sir, white privilege was used when Brett Favre took all this money from the needy families, the temporary assistance to needy families, because Brett Favre is only a scratch of the surface. America, or I like to call American, sir, has been putting us in a systematic system. People say systemic, I say systematic, because everything is calculated on how they've basically dumbed us down to believe that it doesn't exist. Is that it's all in our mind, but yet you see the news every day where they don't talk about the transgressions of what pink folk do, but when it's black folk, oh, it's colorful and put on a platter and put on a big highlighted bold letters on front of the paper or in front of the news thing, and it's ran 24 hours a day, whereas opposed to a white person, sir, it's only ran for like maybe like a day, if that, 8 hours, and then they go away from it. So that's the thing I'm trying to tell you, is that Shannon Sharpe is talking about Favre now. Why isn't he talking about Peyton Manning? Why isn't he talking about John Elway? Why isn't he talking about others that he's been around? Huh? You know, he don't keep that same energy with anybody. The Aaron Rodgers thing, it took him a while just to say something because he had to get clearance from his bosses, sir, his masses. So don't dictate to me what I say on my channel. If you disagree, then talk about the video that's at hand. The video at hand was talking about him being late to talking about the Brett Favre situation, sir. It ain't have nothing to do with the black privilege. There's no such thing as a black privilege. Like what is the privilege of being black? Huh? Being profiled every day, can't walk to the corner store because the cops got to see if you got drugs on you or if you got an 8-ball on you, finna go serve it. You know, we can't walk outside without being killed. That just shows you that is racism and is white privilege everywhere. I haven't seen no white guy get shot up on TV by a cop. I've seen white people at a routine traffic stop get talked to with courtesy and being treated with, like, it's like, man, they're getting treated like they're gods or something. They're getting treated like they're like the best in the world. But then when it comes to us, they got to search the trunk, they got to search the back seat, they got to search the front seat, they got to search everything. I was in the car with my mom and dad, and we were driving. We picked my uncle up. It was all us in the car. Do you know these cops brought a dog to search our damn car on a regular, like to pull us over because they thought that we were distributing drugs across the state, sir? So I'm sorry if you don't have my same sentiments, and that's cool. We probably dealt with stuff differently, but sir, there's white privilege every day, and I'm exposing it. There's coonish activity, and I'm going to continue to expose it. Just like now, he just talked about how people are going to be against you when you stand up for something that you believe in. Why doesn't Kyrie get that same courtesy, Mr. D from Boston? Why isn't he seen as a Kaepernick? Oh, I know why. Because it doesn't fit their narratives. And then you're going to have some dumbass come on here and say, well, Alex Jones is a crack pipe. You know, Alex Jones be always predicting this conspiracy theory shit. You know, talking about the families. That's disrespectful and everything. What was disrespectful? All he said was he felt like he just gave his opinion. He just gave his thoughts. What is wrong with Alex Jones said? Is it, in my opinion, is it very non-empathetic? Yes, it's very non-empathetic, but you guys have been non-empathetic about how we've been treated. We've been getting treated worse and worse by the year. Our neighborhoods are continuously infested with crime, taking away our after-school activities and things. You guys didn't say nothing about that. Why isn't Joe Burrow talking about something we need to talk about, which is the infrastructure of of our nation? The debt that we're in. Why isn't Joe Burrow talking about that? Why did he go quickly to gun reform and abortion? Why did he go to that so quick? Why isn't he talking about the infrastructure of our country? Why? Have you ever sat down and asked yourself that? But yet, you're going to blast Kyrie Irving for retweeting a tweet that he felt like was necessary. But yet, you just said that people are going to attack you and come at you for your own beliefs, but then you're going to destroy Kyrieirving because of his beliefs. Y'all don't see the hypocrisy in that? If you don't see the hypocrisy in that, then I'm glad we ain't cool, and I'm glad we're not around one another. Oh, and also to answer the Aqib Talib thing, sir, that has been plastered everywhere. Aqib isn't on TV right now because of that incident. He's trying to get his name cleared on that. But, sir, I don't like Aqib Talib. To me, he's ignorant, and he's what's wrong with the black community, is men like him. And the BLM, I haven't supported the BLM once I found out that there were paid people who were causing ruckus and destroying things under the BLM emblem, and a lot of those owners knew about it. Now, all this is allegedly, and plus Patrice Cullors, she was ousted by Trayvon Martin's dad. So, sir, I don't give a damn about BLM because they're fake and they're fraud. And that's been plastered all over the news, sir, because if it wasn't, Patrice Cullors would not have stepped down, idiot. My goodness, dog. These trolls, man. But Shannon Sharp, you a coon and you a hypocrite. D from Boston, you a dumbass and stupid and don't know what the hell you talking about. You made 0 sense of what you said. Richard Sherman's on TV because of his analysis of football, and Richard Sherman doesn't have a track record of doing dumb shit. But when they did talk about it, they talked about it everywhere on mainstream for like 3 or 4 days. How many times have they talked about Brett Favre, his incident in Mississippi? How many times did they talk about Peyton Manning's allegations? How many times did they talk about Kristaps Porzingis being brought in for his allegation? They didn't bring that up till a year later, sir. What about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers walks around here braggadocious, talks about how not taking the googly moogly, and he could do whatever he wants, and he's on LSD or whatever, allegedly doing drugs and stuff. He's allowed to do that, but hey, anybody else do it that's of black tone, skin tone, who don't have the right skin tone, oh, they're going to get crucified. What about the Ray Rice incident, sir? Where Ray Rice told the NFL what happened, but yet the tape mysteriously leaks all of a sudden, and he gets plastered as the face of women's women abuse, domestic violence abuse, or domestic abuse, whatever you say. But they made him the face of it, which was downright prejudice and racist, because she was hitting him first. And he acted in self-defense. But that's not going to apply for us, because you know why, sir? Because we're black men. Was that swept under the rug? Huh? Michael Vick gets convicted for 2-3 years for killing dogs. Yet, Dante Stallworth, and this is me using 2 black guys together since you say I always do black and white. Dante Stallworth ran over somebody and he was impaired, drunk, and he got a slap on the wrist for killing a human being. So that lets you know, sir, they don't value human beings. They value dogs more than us. What else would you like to know, D from Boston? Everybody's talking about everybody's talking about Tom Brady and Giselle. Who gives a shit? The Brett Favre thing came out 2 years later. Deshaun Watson was accused. That came out and was blasted every day damn near. So what are you talking about? There's no such thing as black privilege, sir. You either get off with having a good lawyer, or you're still seen as guilty by the public when you're presumed innocent. So let me know what you guys think about the video, please. And not nothing else but the video. Tell me, is Shannon Sharp being a hypocrite in this? Also, is there a such thing as black privilege? I'll let you guys answer that. Thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.